Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I'm hearing you're getting the freedom you deserve. Somebody might have tried to get in the way of that. Now I have a lot of things stacked up here, which I didn't want to knock it over, but you're getting the freedom that you deserve. There was an obstacle there, though, trying to get in the way of this freedom, but it's coming to you regardless. It feels like I was watching this show. I'd never seen it before, but it's from 2009, I think. In the Middle, I think it's called. But it's about, like, it's almost like a satire or parody of the busy lifestyle of a lot of Americans, where you have two people working and kids, and it's like just this level of busyness that doesn't even allow a person to enjoy their life, to enjoy being, to enjoy the things that they've committed to, the roles that they've committed to. And so I only watched like 2 episodes of it, but it was very telling. It's like, who would want this to be their goal? Like, people talk about the American dream, and this could apply to people in other countries as well, but any sort of goal that a person has to achieve success. But if you have to work so hard that you don't even have time to enjoy a life where you feel fulfilled and you feel that you are able to truly enjoy your role as whatever you choose to be, and enjoy the connections with people that you share, what's the point? You know? So there's something about that. It's like freedom with your life, freedom with your sense of enjoyment, freedom with your time. And, you know, as I was reaching out there was something kind of like in the way. So I feel like there's somebody or something that was getting in the way of you achieving this freedom for a long time. But that's clearing up, or it has cleared up. This process is well underway, this freedom. Whether it's fully manifested or not, it's coming. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Ooh. Did you see how they kind of came out? Because I was reversed. I like this, though. So there was some kind of messed up community. It's community in reverse. Okay, so this is a group of people. This could be a family. This could be, it's people around you. It's a community that was not working with you. They were not working towards your favor. Like, they were not trying to assist you. Okay, now I'm seeing this tree. That's what's standing out to me. So this could have been family. This could have been like in-laws or people around you. I'm also seeing a neighborhood. So it could be neighbors that were working against you. But those roots, man, they're really standing out. So it definitely could be family members that were just working against you somehow. There was fear that they were putting in you, or they wanted to see you afraid. That's what I'm seeing. They wanted to see you afraid. You see how this crow is standing on top of the scarecrow? So the crow is supposed to be scared of the scarecrow, but it's like, I'm scoping stuff out, shoot. Like, the scarecrow has provided a place of rest for the crow. So whatever was supposed to cause this crow fear, it's actually assisting them in some way. And this card was in reverse. So even though this community card was in reverse, there was somebody around you working against you. Whatever fearful tactics it was that they were trying to send your way, it ended up working for you. That's how it is when you have the blessing of the divine. When you have a calling on your life. That's how it is. Things that are meant to take you down and take you out actually help you grow. And you have the power, which comes from your connection to source. You have the power to transmute that negative energy. And that's something that these people who made themselves your enemies, they will never understand. They will never understand how these tactics that they used actually helped you to release something. 5:55 on the timer. Ashe. So their strategies and tactics helped you to create, I'm hearing, a new world for yourself where you released something. Something significant could have happened in 2020. You know, that's when all of us were like, wait a minute now. What am I doing with my life? We all kind of had to readjust in 2020. Now, some people were already ahead of the game, but 2020 was a big year. A big year. My ear is ringing, my left ear. A big year for a lot of people. There's something about your intuition that has been ignited. It's stronger than it used to be. Your feminine energy is being awakened. And strengthened. Strengthened. And I'm getting that it's being awakened on another level because we're constantly awakening. It's not that it was not awakened before. It's just that it's being upgraded. Also, what I'm getting, okay, your feminine energy is being awakened. So this could have a lot to do with you being able to rest now. Because like in the middle show, especially the mother is just so overworked. She's looking out for everybody. She's doing everything. And it's like her husband is very... he's emotionally immature and out of touch. And, you know, it's kind of like one of those things, well, if you're not pulling your weight in these areas, at least, well, I don't know, maybe be more supportive financially. But it's like, it's all of these things that he does not do. And then you can see that that puts an I'm hearing unsurmountable, I don't use that word, but a heap of pressure on her as the mother. And then the kids don't get the support that they need from either one of them. So what this feels like is, no matter what the gender roles are or whatever, it feels like a person in your home, this could be you, who was meant to really connect with your feminine energy, your restful state, and by resting, then you're able to create. You were not supported in the way that you needed to be supported. And then perhaps there was a lack of connection between you and whoever else you had a family with, if there are children in the home. I just saw 9/11 on the timer. So this could have created a sense of panic, a sense of like destruction in the home, where it seemed like there wasn't this supportive structure that there needed to be, so that everybody's needs got met, so that you were able to rest, so that you were able to be nurturing. I mean, if you weren't able to rest, perhaps you were very cranky. And that's what happens when we don't rest. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps you were very unhappy because you felt like you couldn't nurture the way that you wanted to nurture. And then if you looked at the other people in your home that you had accepted responsibility for, like your children, maybe you couldn't be there for them in the way that you wanted to be. So there was this like struggle where you wanted to just be, right? You wanted to nurture, but you couldn't. There's something that was released. Okay, they're saying either one of these. We'll go to the owls because that's where I started reaching. What has been released, Divine, for this beautiful being? What has been released? Okay, Eight of Swords, Six of Cups. Yeah, like feeling stuck in how you were able to show up for the people that you love. Feeling tied, feeling... and it's almost also like with the Eight of Swords, you know, they're not able to see. So it's almost as if maybe you were so busy that you couldn't see the needs that were there. You may have felt like you were missing out on some of the things that your family members needed because you couldn't tune in. Maybe you were busy trying to tune into a job that didn't appreciate you. 1111 on the timer. This has been released. A portal has been open for you. I'm hearing created. A portal has been created. So this was an intentional act. 1123 on the timer. Beautiful alignment that has led to growth. This is an intentional act. I feel like you set an intention to have more time for yourself, to have more time for your family, to have more time for your home, so that you would be able to see what needs to occur in your home, so that you would be able to connect with the Six of Cups. This could also be with children. Seeing what your children need. I saw this really cute short, I think it was last night, and it was because I spent so long as a teacher, I always get like teacher shorts on my feed. And it was this really wonderful teacher who gave the children, she taught like kindergarten, and she would give them the option of how they wanted to be greeted in the morning. And so they could pick hug, they could pick a dance, and they would do a little dance at the doorway, and they could pick like, you know, high five or whatever. Most of those kids picked hug. And the second most popular way to be greeted was dance. It was so cute. But it's like, what that is reminding me of in this reading is it requires time and attention to tune into the needs of our children. What do they need? That requires focus, and it requires one-on-one time with them. And when we get caught up into this busy schedule, you know, like in a school environment, it's like, oh, we've got to do testing, we've got to teach this, we've got to teach the curriculum. Yeah, but what do those kids need in order to show up ready to learn? And so within our homes, it's like checking in with our kids when they come home. How was your day? You know, I always say, is there anything good, bad, or weird that happened? You know, like I just want to know, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it. Also, just seeing what they're up to, asking them what they're into these days, you know, like also having dates with your kids. I think that's an awesome thing. Going on a coffee date or ice cream date or whatever. Working out with our kids. Like, doing these things require intentional effort. And so when we take this time to nurture and to check in, it really does pay off. And just like doing it pays off, not doing it creates a result as well. So it's like you really are taking this time to connect with whoever it is in your home that you love. But I'm getting that for some of you, it really is your children. Because you got tired of living like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't know what you don't know. With feminine energies, whether male, female, whatever, if your dominant energy is feminine energy, we have to be in tune with our intuition in order to show up for our home, for ourselves, for our families in the way that we need to. And when people don't realize this and they're like, go to work and work all day and whatever it is that we're putting our time and energy into, that's who gets the benefit of our intuition and all of that. And so if we give of ourselves to the world out there before we give to our world within our home, who's getting the best of us? And so that's what, if this is your reading, that's what you got tired of. You got tired of not seeing what you needed to because of you using your intuition and dedicating it to your home, your children, your love life, whatever it was that you wanted to grow. You got tired of putting your energy elsewhere. Yeah. What else, Spirit? Seven of Pentacles on the fence. So this is something that perhaps you felt like was taking a long time to manifest. Like you just wanted to make sure that things were happening, things were manifesting for you, and it could have taken a long time to create this change. Things could have been slowed down because of this community around you or these family members. You know what I'm getting? Okay. So it's kind of specific, but take what resonates. What I'm getting is like a family system, right? Where the norm was for the woman to be overworked. The norm was for, and even if that's not the case, that's what they wanted your norm to be. So let's say if you're married or you're in a relationship with someone and you're the feminine energy, and you wanted to dedicate more time, energy, and effort towards your home, there's somebody within your family system, perhaps it could be in-laws or perhaps even your family, that was looking down on you for wanting to be 1717, for wanting that hope, for wanting that healing within yourself and within your home and family. They were looking down on that. They may have called you bougie. How is being a good parent bougie? But see, like when you watch that show in the middle, you see that like it has become the norm. Things are starting to change. That show was from, I think, 2009. But I think COVID changed a lot of this for us. You know, we're like, we saw the benefit of dedicating time and energy to our family all over again. We had to have a wake-up call as a society about that. But there's somebody who was calling you bougie or stuck up or like lazy. They may have called you lazy because you wanted to dedicate your time and energy towards nurturing both yourself and your home and family. And that's why the community came out in reverse. Also, they may have tried to make you afraid of making certain changes, like, well, how y'all gonna pay the bills? You know, who gonna do this? Who gonna do that? This could have been somebody who wasn't even paying your bills, who wasn't helping at all, who had something to say. Or maybe they would help every once in a while, like, you know, maybe if somebody was sick, they'd bring something by and then have a whole lot of something to say about it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's something here about somebody who was very unsupportive and who even tried to discourage you from your goals and create fear. This also could have created friction between you and your lover if maybe this was out of the box for them to be supportive of something, like maybe not having two people working full-time jobs. Okay, maybe that was out of the box for them. Maybe when you got together in your relationship, you decided to be 50-50. I'm going to pay 50% of the bills, you're going to pay 50% of the bills. And then once you had a child, or once you really got into family and home life, you saw that there was a need for you to have more of a presence in your home. There could be something there. So maybe they weren't supportive of this in the beginning because they didn't understand it. Okay. What else is here, Spirit? They say go to the Crow Tarot. I don't know why. Okay. There's something there for us. Thank you, Spirit. What else is coming through? The Star. The Star. And that's the bottom line, too, is that whatever society is doing, whatever, you're the star. You were always meant to live a life of hope and healing. And so there was healing energy that you wanted to bring into your home that you weren't able to because you didn't have time to. You didn't have the energy to. But also with you being the star, now you're able to channel this energy into your love life, into your connections with your children. You're able to do all of this now. Somebody doesn't like it, but boo-hoo. Yeah, see, your healing is a 10 of Wands to somebody else. Now, how is it that you aligning with the star energy is a burden to someone else? Who is this a burden to, Divine? Who is burdened by this beautiful being's evolution as the star? 6 of Pentacles. So, belly's growling. I'm hearing somebody say they're hungry. Maybe they're hungry for your attention. 9 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Who is this, Divine? This is burdened by their evolution. The High Priestess, Judgment. 9 of Wands, the Magician, 10 of Pentacles, King of Swords. So there's very positive energy here because you've manifested something wonderful. This was your calling. So that's the first thing. Divine is saying that you are a High Priestess. You saw a need and you had a wake-up call with the Judgment card. You went forward as the Knight of Wands into this magician energy to create change in your world. And now you're being seen here as the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This King of Swords could be someone that you're with. It could be your lover, your partner, or it could be you. Perhaps you have achieved balance in your home if you're single in a way where you're able to dedicate the time, energy, and attention that your family needs. But also you've made a choice to earn money in a way that is positive for you, where you can have balance, okay? But you're also the High Priestess. For some of you, this King of Swords is outside of yourself. This is a person that you're in a union with. But there's somebody over here with the 6 of Pentacles and this 10 of Wands that's extremely burdened by your 9 of Cups, because this 10 of Pentacles is your ultimate wish fulfillment. Okay, they said go to the black cards. I wanted to take a look at the, which I will, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to take a look at that too, because I really want to see. We're going to take a look at both of these, okay? But let's go to the black cards like they said. Oh. So this one was face up, seeking to sabotage everyone they feel threatened by. There's somebody who really feels threatened by your star energy, you getting this wish fulfillment of living the life of a star, of having the freedom. What does this say? Peaceful. And it was in reverse as I was seeing it. So this person is completely disturbed by your peace. They've always wanted to sabotage, wow, this wish fulfillment for you. What else, Spirit? Fame. Okay, so maybe there's something that you're achieving regarding fame, because you did come out as the star. So it feels like something that you're manifesting where you have balance in your home, love in your life, positive connections with your children. 6 of Cups came out. I'm also getting from that 6 of Cups at peace with your past. Like, this is all around freedom. That's the first word that came to me in this reading, was just freedom. And there was like a time in the past of chaos. but things are aligning for you. And also there's some sort of recognition that you're getting. This person is so mad about it. There could be someone here with Libra energy, but see what I'm getting? I'm seeing this Libra energy as a positive thing where there's balance in your world, balance in your life. Okay. Yeah, because you know, Libras are all about like peace and balance, and that's what you are manifesting and have manifested in your world. But this person hates that. They hate that. The only person that would hate someone having peace and balance in their life is someone who feels that they don't have access to that same energy. But that's their problem. They focus on everyone else other than themselves. So they will never have peace because their mode is always to attack. That's always their plan, is to attack instead of creating that same peace that they want in their life. They don't know how to do that. That Yamaya coming through, the mother of all. This is the energy that you are embodying, is a nurturing mother. They're blown away. They thought you would just take it. Can't believe they're losing. So whoever is who was coming against your plans for peace and balance in your world, they're completely blown away. And they can't handle the fact that you are winning, that you've won. They don't want you to know how much they admire you. Okay, so this is some kind of weird, like, where they don't want to see you thrive or perhaps even survive, but they admire you. Because this is a person where they admire you, but only to the point where they want to see what you have for themselves. They don't want to see that manifest for you. They want to see it manifest for themselves. So that's why they try to sabotage you. 90-10 rule. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react and respond. And that is why you are in the place of freedom that you're in, is because you have taken whatever it is that this person did and threw at you to try to sabotage you. You've taken it and you've said, okay, fine. That's a nasty ass 10% right there. I get it. I get it. But I'm going to go ahead and transmute that shit. And that's what you did. That's what you've done. And in doing that, because this could have gone on for a long time because the Seven of Pentacles came through. In doing that, you have developed my belly. You have developed a habit where anybody who comes at you in this energy, you still gonna hit them with that 90-10. Okay, I'm not gonna let you come up into my life any more than 10% with that nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and recognize that shit for what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and transmute it. So you've developed a whole sense of being, a whole way of being, a whole way of working with energy as a result of this, I'm going to say struggle that you went through, because it was a struggle, but I'm going to be real with you. One reason why this person admires you is because they know all the stuff they put you through. And they've watched you rise above it, and they just like worship you in a way. It's very strange. It's very strange. Okay. But you have come through all of that. Plus whatever else you had in your life, because it wasn't like all of your struggles came from this person or from this community. It could be a family unit. It came from everything that you've been through in your life. So it wasn't even just them. Keep it private for now. Protection. There's something that you have manifested that Divine wants you to keep private for now. It is a powerful manifestation. It could have to do with abundance because this is written in green. It could be related to your creative endeavor. 2929 on the timer. That's 1111. Ooh. Oh, that's exciting. So whatever this is, it could be a change that you're making in your creative endeavor or your business or however you earn money. It could be a change. Yeah, I'm going to pull a couple of the the career and money cards. But first, I said I was going to pull a couple of these because I want a few more details about whatever Spirit wants to bring through about this situation. Thank you, Divine. What clarity is coming through for this beautiful being regarding this situation? You're getting justice because you're an earth angel. You have aligned with temperance energy. You're balanced. You're patient. You have learned how to regulate your emotions. You've allowed all of this sabotage energy, all of this struggle that you went through when you felt like you couldn't focus on the things that you wanted to focus on. This is what's coming through. It's like with that Yemaya energy, you were always being called to be a nurturer. But there were expectations that other people were putting on you, and perhaps some expectations that you had of yourself. Like, I'll never forget growing up, like my mom was a housewife, but because of a lot of the experiences she went through with my father, she was very unhappy. And I remember seeing The Cosby Show, which now we know so much about that behind the scenes, but okay. Still, the show. I remember like looking up to Claire Huxtable, that character. I love Felicia Rashad, by the way, but Claire Huxtable, I mean, now I look at that and I'm like, how ridiculous is that? She was a lawyer, a successful attorney who worked full time. She had 5 children who were all like, you know, at least pretty much balanced and healthy and educated, and then her husband worked full time. Like it was so ridiculous. And so those of us who watched that show every day growing up, we learned to idolize women like this character that they created, setting us up thinking that this was the standard. This was what we were supposed to try to achieve. The hell? And so it didn't take me but a year of being in my career as a teacher. And that's as a teacher. I was like, oh hell no. I need more time. Okay, so there could have been, I say that to say that there could have been some expectations that you had of a life you used to live where you hoped it would turn out differently, or you hoped that, you know, you would be able to manage more, because at the time in the 90s, in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, that's what we were seeing in our faces, that was the norm for women. That we were just supposed to juggle it all, be the great wife, the great mom, the great career woman, and have it all. And like, who the hell can do that? And be happy too. So maybe some women do it. I'm not knocking it. But the key is for us as individuals to find our own balance, to find what works for us. We're not modeling ourselves after people in TV sitcoms anymore. We are creating our lives based on what works for us. Some women, 33 on the timer. Some women don't even want to have children. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some women don't want to, you know, it's whatever you want to do. Male, female, non-binary. You can do what you want to do, okay? But the bottom line is that you have found the balance that you needed to create within your own world. And this is your justice. This is your justice. Also, I'm getting that for some of you, a person could have tried to start a legal issue with you, okay? They may have wanted to access your work, your labor, and your efforts. Or they may have wanted to attack that. But what I'm getting, this is card 38. That's 11 total, 3 and 8. And I'm seeing it right across from the sun. There are only portals to your success and your joy in your life. And ultimately, no one can harm what you have built in a divine way. Whatever it is in your life that is divinely aligned, it's protected. I just saw 3444 on the timer. Yeah, you're constantly ascending. Ooh, and look at this. We have house and home. You're ascending. Your home life is blessed. Okay? I do get, because underneath that house card, there was the lust card. Somebody may have tried to attack you with lust, or attack someone in your family with lust. Okay? But that's over. Whoever was trying to attack your home and family, or the connections in your home with a frequency of lust, like, that's done. That's done. Also, someone sees clearly. Oh, a soulmate. Look at this. So this feels like not only balance to your schedule, balance to your home life, but also balance and healing to a soulmate connection. 3555 on the timer. This was change that needed to happen as a result of something that happened with a really effed up community. The whole community could have tried to attack you in your home. They could have done that. It could have been neighbors, it could have been in-laws, it could have been your family, I said soulmate's family, that was coming out. So you could be partnered with a soulmate. But there's clarity and awareness that your lover has. This could be you or your lover, you and your lover. But it feels like mutual energy between the two of you if you are partnered. There's awareness. There's like insight. You know, the high priest, the high priestess, they know things. They see, they know, they feel, they sense. And so there's something that they realize about someone who was coming to them with an energy of lust. And that could have been a part of the sabotage that was going on. So it feels like major vibes of ascension, of growth, of you moving closer and closer to your destiny, and also where you were meant to be, where you're not living a life that was designed based on other people that you've seen, or other, you know, even TV characters, you know. A lot of us from the 80s and 90s, we did that because we spent so much time watching these people, and, you know, it affected our subconscious desires and what we thought was normal. You know, it was programming. That's why they call them TV programs, because they were programming us. I need that emoji there. It's like, whoa. Yeah, we were being programmed. You're letting go of that. Oh, and so that's another part of the release, is you are releasing those programs that were kind of running the show at one time. You've released that. I tell you, it's not just like as divine chosen beings and beings that are divinely aligned and have a divine purpose. It's not just like family and friends and the karmics and the people who attack and all of that. It's just, it's the matrix. It's everything. But you're doing the damn thing. You're aligning with your blessings. Divine, is anything coming through that this beautiful being needs to know about money and career? Okay, so presentation, project review. I'm seeing all of these graphs here and charts. So I'm seeing here, like, it looks like growth and expansion in your business, but also organization. There could be some things that you need to, I'm seeing like documents or files. You know, tax time is coming. You might want to prepare some things for that. Get that squared away. Presentation, project review. There's something you're being asked to look over. I'm hearing ask if it's worth it. Ask if something is worth it. Like maybe, and only take this if it resonates, but maybe there's something you've been asking, like, is it worth it to continue on this path, or should I shift? That could go back to that card that said keep it private for now. Maybe there's something that you've already been, maybe this is confirmation, you've been thinking about changing something already. You might switch, like, I'm not getting like platforms, but some sort of app that you use. You might switch up an app that you use, like maybe if you create podcasts or something like that. There might be a better option for you that provides more features. Or maybe you have, you know, like how you have tiered services. So maybe if you have an app that you use, you have like the gold plan. Maybe you only need the bronze plan. That's probably coming to me with the Olympics. But yeah, it's like maybe you could go to a different tier and then save some money or something like that. Or maybe you need to go from the bronze to the gold. You know what I'm saying? Savings. Yeah, see, there's a way that you can save money. I'm also getting, this comes through a lot when I talk about money, but like if you have subscriptions, like taking a look at your subscriptions and seeing if there's something that you don't need. Because, you know, with everything being electronic, it's like a lot of times there are things that we don't even notice. So that could be something else, like taking a look at your account more often or daily just to see what charges are there or something like that. Okay, I'm going to close with an animal spirit. Let's see what animal spirit is coming through to support you. Oh, I see the whale there. That brings to mind ancient wisdom, which you absolutely have access to. I feel like you're an ancient soul, and that's one reason why you've had so much growth in this lifetime, is because you've collected so much dharma that has just flourished in your life. It's like so many blessings that are just raining on you. I'm hearing manna from heaven. Aw. The land of milk and honey. That's like your vibe. That's yeah. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What animal spirit is coming through at this time for this beautiful being? I have to turn this card over because I keep seeing this lust card, and it's not the vibe I want to connect with right now. So I need to. Thank you, Spirit. What animal spirit is coming through for this beautiful being? Oh, the cheetah. This one comes through a lot. It must be a lot of you that have that solar plexus just lit. Also, remember, you are the sun. The sun shines on you, through you, but also you are the sun. Your solar plexus is pure light energy, and it is the sun. It is your will, it is your drive, it is your focus as you move forward. Not allowing any sabotaging energies to distract you, because that's what they want to do. They want to see you slow down. They want to see you stop. Also, though, because cheetah is like pure masculine energy. So this is balancing your divine feminine energy, which already came through in this reading as being strengthened. So what they're saying is move forward, but also be at peace with your rest. 43 on the timer. And that brings luck, because 4 and 3 is 7. 7, 7. So when you need to rest, your divine feminine energy is there to support you in that restful state. But when you need to move forward and create and be dedicated and be focused and like, ain't nobody about to stop me, you know, you've got that masculine energy as well. It really is about a beautiful balance of who you are. The divine feminine, the divine masculine, you've got it all. So whatever it is that you need, and that's about your wisdom kicking in, your intuition, which you are extremely intuitive, deeply intuitive. So if you need to rest, your divine feminine energy is there for that. If you need to move forward and not stop, then your divine masculine energy is there for that as well. But this is about your balance. It's going to continue to create lots of abundance and peace for you that nobody, even if they have an issue with your peace, nobody can take it away because you've earned it. Your peace is your dharma. Your peace is your dharma. You're experiencing peace that you have earned over lifetimes. And so when a karmic or whoever it is that wants to sabotage you, when they have an issue with your peace, they need to take that up with the divine, because you have earned it. It's yours. It's not going anywhere. It's only going to expand. But they can't take it away from you, and they can't claim it for themselves because they didn't go through that. They didn't make the choices that you made in order to foster your peace. Okay? Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate you so much. And I hope that you got something wonderful out of these messages, whether it was maybe some words of wisdom, some insight, some clarity, something, some good vibes, or just a moment of peace for yourself. And know that I love you, and I wish you peace, I wish you joy, and so many blessings. Take care.